two very important points that you made. One is change management, and I think people have realized the importance of it, especially after the pandemic. The entrepreneurs who could handle this change, adapt to the new situations, they are the ones who have risen strong and shining. And the ones who couldn't haven't managed to survive. The second thing that you said, and it relates so much to what I do in my coaching, in my business coaching with business owners, is the fact that the heart of the organization is its people and the team. And to understand what drives them is extremely important. So, Avni, as an entrepreneur coach, I think I shared this with you, but my mission on one hand is to ensure that the business owners I work with achieve their most ambitious revenue target and create massive wealth, because I have 20 years of experience in the wealth management industry. But on the other hand, I would want entrepreneurs to live a life of fulfillment. And that's also part of my business coaching process. And I remember having attended a session of yours called the H.A.P.P.Y coaching system, and I found that extremely relevant for business owners. Could you share a little bit about the H.A.P.P.Y coaching system and what the entire premise of the system is?
Sure, it's my pleasure. So the H.A.P.P.Y coaching system really stands for H for habits, A for actions, P for perceptions, P for purpose, and then Y for yourself. And why it's a completely wholesome system for individuals, businesses, teams, and organizations is because we are basically a sum of our habits. And all of our habits are coming from our individual actions, what we say and what we do on an everyday basis. And that makes our habits. And what we say and what we do directly relates to how we think, how we feel, the way we see the world, our perception, right? Our worldview, our inner narrative, which because that then determines all of our actions, and then our repeated actions become our habits. And then all of our perceptions, how do we know which perception is correct and which one is not correct? It entirely depends on our purpose. Like, what exactly is it that we want, right? So defining our purpose is a very important part of the H.A.P.P.Y coaching system. And then adjusting our perception based on our purpose. So whatever our purpose is, if we are getting the results that we want, we don't need to then adjust our perception. But if we have a purpose, if we have a mission, if we have a desire to achieve something, whatever that may be, it could be at an individual level, it could be in relationships, it could be in family, it could be in businesses, teams, organizations, at any level. If there is something that we want and we do not have it, so there is a gap, we know that that gap will be fulfilled through our actions, right? For what is in our control. For what is not in our control is out of our hands. Right. But that gap will be fulfilled by our actions. But those actions are then going to be determined by us, like how we think, how we feel, our inner landscape, our inner narrative, our value systems, our beliefs, our self-beliefs about ourselves. Our confidence, people call that confidence, you know, our vision. And that's what gives us our results at the end of the day through good habits. So being clear about our purpose is very important. And then our purpose directly relates to who we are as people. So whether the H.A.P.P.Y coaching system is applied to an individual, then it relates to who we are as people. If it's applied to businesses, who we are as a business, what do we stand for?
Right.
What is our business all about? What is our market all about? Right? And if it's a team, then who is this team? Who we are as a team? What are our values as a team? What do we stand for? So this is how the H.A.P.P.Y coaching system is all interrelated. It starts with who you are, so discovering your client, so who you are as a person. What is your purpose? What is your perception? What actions do you need to take to develop what habits to get what results you want at the end of it? So this is how it works. It goes from yourself to your purpose, to perception, to actions, to habits. And also you can go reverse. You can go from habits to actions, to perception, to purpose, and yourself.
Right. I love what HAPPY stands for: habits, actions, perceptions, purpose, and yourself. I love that. Avni, since you did mention about how you can use it for yourself, for your organization, for your team, uh, could you share in a little bit more detail how you can apply it, especially for businesses, business owners, and leaders? In business owners are leaders because they are leading their organization. So how can you
Yeah.
apply the happy coaching system for business owners and businesses? Could you share a little bit about that?
Absolutely. So the happy coaching system is very versatile. You can apply it to individuals, businesses, teams, organizations. So we'll go through some examples in just a moment. But before we go there, let me just share a little bit more about a lot of people at the moment are talking about agility. So at the heart of the happy coaching system, there is a whole concept of mental agility. So it's about the P for perception in the middle. The perception part is like a really big key in the happy coaching system. It's how we see the world, because our world is a reflection of how we see it. Right, and in so many different cultures, like in ancient Indian culture, we have yatha drishti tatha shrishti. As you see, so you perceive, or so you conceive. So your world is a reflection of the way you see the world. Right? So perception is a really important key part in the happy coaching system. In Asian culture, you have Lao Tzu, who says, watch your thoughts that become your actions, watch your actions that become your habits, watch your habits that become your character, they then become your destiny, right? So it really does start off with watch your thoughts, right? Because the way we think, the way we feel is at the heart of everything that we do. And everything that we do then directly gives us the results that we have. So to fulfill any gap between where we are to where we want to go, we really have to look at the central piece, which is the way we think, the way we feel, how we see the world. And that's where mental agility really comes in. So I just wanted to mention that before we move on to a few examples. So imagine a tree, a really big tree, okay? Now, the tree has leaves, it has trunk, and it has the roots. So how can we apply the happy coaching system to businesses? So when a client comes to us, they will typically say that they want to develop their business, they want to have, they develop their leadership, they want to resolve some conflicts in their organizations or team performance or conflicts within teams. Sometimes people might say that our organization, our business needs change, like a cultural shift, cultural change. Or sometimes we talk about we want to change these targets or strategies, right? So all of these things that a client may come to us to discuss to begin with, it's almost analogous to the leaves of the tree. It's how life shows up as an end result. So this is at the results level. And that's the same as the leaves of the tree, if that makes sense. So because leaves of the tree are what we can see. The fruits of the tree is what we can see, right? So the fruits and the leaves of the tree are the end results. Now, the fruits and the leaves of the tree directly come from the nutrition they get from the branches and the trunk, right? So if the results are the leaves and the fruits, then the trunk, what feeds the results, is analogous to the actions and our behavior, what we say, what we do, all the actions we take, that gives us these results.
Avni, I wanted to ask you a question since you brought up confidence. In particular, I get this question very often that how can we build confidence? Is that something you will be able to address through this?
Certainly, absolutely, you definitely can. So, for example, in fact, let me show you the 6 logical levels of NLP. Okay, I will take confidence as an example. Okay, so confidence is the end result that someone wants. So through coaching, we would actually inquire that how, if today, where is your confidence level and where would you like it to be eventually? Then we would talk about the behavior. So the end result is that the confidence is, let's just say, at 3, and they want it at 8. Okay? So that's the end result. And that is in the 6 logical levels at the bottom of the band, like the final result that we want in life. Then the next question we really explore is around behavior. That if you are confident, if you're confident at level 3, how does that show up in your behavior? How do you know you're 3 out of 10, right? What are you doing? What are you saying that you feel that is at 3? And if you were at 8 out of 10, what will you be doing and behaving? Then we check in around the capabilities, that what capabilities do you currently have in terms of going from 3 to 8? Because sometimes the bottleneck in confidence could be the capability, but very often you would find that the bottleneck is often the values and beliefs, what we say to ourselves about ourselves, you know, self-worth, self-confidence at a deeper level to know what is it that we can really achieve and what can we not achieve, and things that, I guess it's all about the inner narratives and the subconscious programming that we have inherited through our upbringing. Right? So our values and our beliefs are very important. And then ultimately that relates to who we are and our vision.